Well, House Speaker Paul Ryan is responding to his Democratic colleagues' sit-in over gun control, calling the effort nothing more than a publicity stunt. Take a look.
First, I would tell you, Wolf, this is nothing more than a publicity stunt. That's point number one. Point number two is this bill was already defeated in the United States Senate. Number three, we are not going to take away a citizen's due process rights. We're not going to take away a citizen's constitutional rights without due process. That was already defeated in the Senate, and this is not a way to try and bring up legislation. Now, let's focus on the issue at hand here, terrorism, and let's find out what we need to do to prevent future terrorist attacks. And if a person is on a terror watch list and they go try to buy a gun, we have procedures in place to deal with that. We want to make sure that those procedures are done correctly, and that's something we should be able to do in a calm and cool manner without these sort of dilatory publicity stunt tactics to try and bring a bill that already died over in the Senate to the House floor.
Well,
that's not any way to bring up the floor.
Why not at least allow a vote, up or down?
Well, first of all, they know that we will not bring a bill that takes away a person's constitutionally guaranteed rights without their due process. We don't agree with that, and the Senate already doesn't agree with that. So I think, look, the point here, Wolf, is this is a publicity stunt. They're trying to get you to ask me those questions for publicity's sake. This isn't trying to come up with a solution to a problem. This is trying to get attention.
All right, I want to bring in Democratic Congresswoman Robin Kelly of Illinois, who has been participating in the sit-in. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, question for you. House Speaker Paul Ryan is calling the sit-in a publicity stunt. What's your response?
He should be ashamed of himself for calling it a publicity stunt, and it's very insulting. We are forced to do this since he won't bring the bills to the floor for us to vote on.
How long are you and your colleagues prepared to continue to occupy the floor of the House?
Well, my staff just went home to get a blanket for me, and other people are bringing in their blankets and pillows or whatever we need to do to stay overnight.
All right, you guys are most certainly in it for the long haul. Tell us about the specific bills that you are trying to get a vote on, if you can.
Well, No Fly, No Buy, which is sponsored by Peter King. It's a bipartisan bill. Peter King is a Republican, and also the background check bill, which also is sponsored by Peter King, a Republican, and Mike Thompson, NRA member, Democrat from California, with 185 co-sponsors the last time I checked.
If you were able to get a vote, what makes you think you'll be able to get something passed in this Republican-controlled House?
Well, both bills are bipartisan bills, so I think that there are Republicans that will vote in favor of those bills. They're Republican-sponsored bills with bipartisan support.
But even if one of these measures were to pass the House, we saw 4 gun control measures fell on the floor of the Senate earlier this week. Why would things be any different this time around?
Well, once it passes in one house, I think it'll make it more difficult not to pass in another house or in the Senate chambers, because they still have to go home, they still have to campaign, and 85 to 90% of the American public, they want these bills. They can't even understand what the problem is, especially the No Fly, No Buy.
All right, Congresswoman, we've been able to pay attention to what's going on inside thanks to social media. What's your response to the Republicans shutting off the cameras there inside the chamber, and are they trying to censor this effort?
Oh, definitely. They're trying to shut us down. They're trying to test us, but we will not move. We will be sitting there. We have a great role model in John Lewis, and we're in it for the long haul.
All right, Representative Robin Kelly of Illinois, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us today.
Thank you.